Well, let's discuss the situation a little further now. We can speak to Nabila Ramdani, a journalist specialising in the Middle East, who's met members of the Al-Megrahi family. She joins me in the studio now. Welcome. Thanks very much indeed for joining us. He is now, according to reports, in Tripoli. He was released by the Scottish Government because he was suffering from a terminal illness. Those that have seen him and his family say he is now coming towards the end of that terminal illness and he hasn't breached his licence. So, how significant is it that we now know that he does appear to be in Tripoli?
Well, if the reports about Al-Megrahi's state of health are true, and there are very strong reasons to believe that they are, I mean, CNN footage is quite unequivocal. And I have myself, as you mentioned, spoken to the Al-Megrahi family recently and even to his doctors. And it was, I broke the story about the new cancer drug that he was receiving, and it was abundantly clear that he's a critically ill patient. So I think in that respect, the extradition process is not appropriate, especially in the context of a war. It will be a deeply political extradition rather than a criminal one. It will also be unprecedented to extradite a man in a coma to a foreign country, and it will raise huge moral questions as to the movement of a gravely ill patient to a foreign country. And let's be honest about it, a long journey might well kill him. Let's also remember that this is a man who has already faced a protracted criminal trial, so the prospect of other legal implications is quite baffling. Will he be tried again, or will the legal implications be concerned with the decision to release him? So we're dealing with an absolute legal minefield here. And we also heard reports about his medicine being stolen from him now in what are clearly his dying days. And these reports are quite distressing, and they are a prime example of the state of lawlessness in Libya at the moment.
The Justice Minister for the NTC in Libya used very clear language. He said, "We will not hand over any Libyan citizen to the West." Now this, as we all know, is still a very highly emotive issue in the US and of course here in Britain. What kind of impact, if any, do you think that kind of language will have on the rebel relations with the West?
Well, I think the evidence against Al-Megrahi has always been questionable in the first instance. There are also families of victims, especially in the UK, who believe that the man is indeed innocent. And we haven't heard so far officials from indeed Britain and the US asking for Al-Megrahi's extradition. So we're not, for now they are not, there's no political implications between governments.
Okay, Nabila Ramdani, thanks very much as always.